students. So this is your biology class. Today I will continue the chapter how do organisms reproduce, and today's topic is human male reproductive system. So all of you know the meaning of the term reproduction. So, and in my previous classes I have explained about the reproduction in sexual reproduction in flowering plants and different modes of asexual reproduction part also I have explained. And in the video which I have uploaded in the YouTube, there you will find that, yes, good afternoon everyone, there you will find the sexual reproduction in flowering plants part, okay, and in that double fertilization part is very important. Hope all of you have seen that part. If you are having any queries, you can ask me now, okay. But today I will start sexual reproduction in human, okay. As you know that humans are showing the sexual mode of reproduction, and as in human they are unisexual. That means male reproductive system and female reproductive system is present in two different bodies. That's why you can call it that in human sexual dimorphism can be seen. What is the term? Sexual dimorphism. In human sexual dimorphism can be seen. That means human are unisexual, male reproductive system and female reproductive system is present into two different bodies, and this term can be defined as sexual di means two, morphism means morphology, you know that meaning of morphism. So, in human, when they are in reproductive stage, they start to show some characteristics, and this condition is called as puberty. This condition is called as puberty. Puberty means when the sexual organs, mainly sex organs, start to mature, okay. That time is called as puberty. In the puberty, when puberty comes, in case of males it comes near about in between the, in case of males, or you can say in boys it can come within 13 to 15 years, and in girls puberty come in between 10 to 14 years. It is the average span between the boys and girls. It may vary, okay. It may vary, in girls it may come in 15 years, it is okay. So, in general, in boys it is the puberty comes in the age of 13 to 15 years, and in case of girls it is generally within the 10 to 14 years. Clear? So, when it is called as that puberty, that means when, what is puberty? That this is the down part of board isn't visible. Down part of board, okay. From the next time I will write it on the upper side, okay. So now I am telling that in the down part I have written that in boys puberty comes between the age of 13 to 15 years, and in girls it is usually 10 to for girls it is usually within 10 to 14 years. Clear? It is, I have written here that in the girls puberty comes in between 10 to 14 years of age, okay. This part you can see, you are saying that, that's why I have told you. So, what is puberty? Puberty is the stage of development. Puberty is the stage of development of sexual maturity, okay. It is the stage of development of sexual maturity. During this period reproductive tissues start maturing in the puberty period. The reproductive tissues will start to mature, okay, and they will be able to form gametes. So, here we will get two terms, primary sex characters, secondary sex characters, or primary sex organs and secondary sex organs. So, what does that term means? Before that, that period when that puberty comes, this period, that means when sexual maturity comes, this period is also called as adolescence. This period is called as adolescence, okay. So, in that puberty, some changes can be seen in case of boys and some changes can be seen in case of girls, and some changes are common in both boys and girls. So, what are the common changes found in both boys and girls at the time of puberty? That thick hair growth in the parts of the body such as armpits. Okay, thick hair growth in the part of the body such as armpits and genital area. Armpits and genital area which is in between the thigh. Okay, so in the common changes which can be found in both boys and girls at the time of puberty. First one is that hair growth in the armpits and hair growth in the genital area in between the thigh. Okay. And what is the other changes? That is that this thigh portion will become darker in color. Okay. And also some thinner hairs will appear on the legs and arms and as well as face. Some thinner hair also be found on the leg hair as well as on the face. Okay. And sometimes the skin or the face becomes oily. Some pimples may be seen at the time of puberty in both males and females, and that are the main. And another one is that boys or girls start to identify their bodies, or they suddenly feel consciousness about their bodies. So, these are the common changes which can be found in at the time of puberty in both boys and girls. Okay, I am repeating what are the common changes can be found at the time of puberty in boys and girls. First point is, I am repeating all the points. First point is that thick hair growth on the armpits and in the genital area which is present in between the thigh region, and the region may be quite darker in color. First one. Second one is a thin hair growth on the hand, legs and thighs, and sometimes even on the face also. And what is the third point? Third point is that the skin may be oily and some pimples may come that time. Okay. And what is the fourth point? That the children at this age, the boys or girls at this age start to that means they are conscious about their body. These are the some changes which can be found at the time of puberty, and these are the common changes in case of both males and females. Now, if I consider only boys or only girls, so some changes can be found only in boys and some changes can be found only in girls. So, what are these changes which can be found only in boys? So, first one is which can be found only in boys are that everyone switch off your microphone. So, in case of female or male or boys, that beard, mustache, that means thick facial hair is the first criteria which can be found in case of boys at the time of puberty. Okay. And what is the other? A cracky voice, that means change in the voice in case of boys or males. thick hair growth in the armpit or genital area. As you know, this is the common criteria for both boys and girls also. And enlargement of the testis, scrotum, penis. Okay, that means enlargement of the sex organs. It may be primary sex organ and it may be secondary sex organ. What does that term mean? Primary sex organ and secondary sex organ, or primary sexual characters or secondary sexual characters. Primary sex organs means organs which are producing the gametes. Okay, so in case of males or boys, primary sex organ is testes, and in case of female or girls, primary sex organ is ovary, because from the testes sperms will be produced and from the ovaries egg or ova will be produced. Okay, and some organs are associated with this reproductive system. In case of males, you will find epididymis, vas deferens. These are the secondary or accessories part. Okay. So, those organs which are producing the gamete or male hormone or female hormone, these are called as primary sex organs. And primary sexual characters means that in case of males, production of sperms, and in case of females, production of egg or ovum. And secondary sexual characters means in case of males, thick hair on the face, beard, moustache, facial hair, khaki voice. These are the secondary characters, and these type of characters also be found in case of females. Now, this part is clear. I hope this part is clear. Which organ be called as primary sex organ or secondary sex organ, and primary sexual character, secondary sexual character. And in case of boys, what I have mentioned, that enlargement of the scrotum, penis, testis will be there, and another one is broad shoulder. In case of boys, the shoulder will be broad. Okay. So, next is what changes can be found particularly in girls. So, in girls, start of menstrual cycle. Everyone switch off your microphone. I am getting a sound, everyone. Don't unmute your microphone. So, in case of girls, first characters can be seen at the time of puberty, that is menstrual cycle. What is menstrual cycle? Menstrual cycle is a cycle which can be found in case of female, and it is usually in case of human female, it is 28 days cycle. What happens that in every month the egg will be produced from any of the ova or ovary, and that ova or egg will be released if fertilization does not take place and the wall of the endometrium will be ruptured. So, some blood will be released through the vagina. Okay, and this menstrual cycle starts for 4 to 5 days. I will explain this menstrual cycle after the female reproductive part, because for knowing the menstrual cycle you have to know the different female reproductive part. Okay. So, this cycle can be found in case of girls at the time of puberty, and this cycle is called as menstrual cycle. And what are the other characters can be found in case of particular in girls? That is enlargement of breasts, and darkening of the skin of nipples. Okay, that is the another main criteria which can be found in case of girls. And what are the other properties? That is broadening of the pelvis and hair growth in the armpits. Okay, so this and some voice change. Okay, this type of characteristics can be found in at the time of puberty in case of particularly girls. Okay, so these are the some changes which can be found in both boys and girls at the time of puberty. Now, I will start to explain the human male reproductive system. Up to that portion, clear everyone? Okay, thank you. human male reproductive system. Okay. So, first we will read about the human male reproductive system, after that human female reproductive system. So, for knowing that human male reproductive system, we have to know what are the different organs which are taking part in human male reproductive system. So, what are they? First one is testes, and it is written testes when it will be considered as singular, and when it will be plural form it will be written as testes. Okay. Again epididymis, then vas deferens, or you can call it vasa differentia, and common pathway of that is called as urethra. Okay. And another one is penis. Okay. So, these are the main parts which are that means human male reproductive system consists of testes, and this vas deferens is also called as sperm duct. This vas deferens is also called as sperm duct, epididymis, penis, urethra, and some accessory glands. What are these accessory glands? I will explain it later. Before I will explain about all these main organs. Okay. So, testes, epididymis, sperm duct or vas deferens, urethra, penis, and accessory glands. In males, mainly 3 accessory glands are present, which are seminal vesicle, prostate gland, and bulbourethral gland. What are they? I am repeating: seminal vesicle, prostate gland, and bulbourethral gland. So, first I will talk about the testes. It will be better if you open your book and open page number 137. There you will find the human male reproductive system. Everyone open your book and open page number 137 and follow the figure 8.10. Have you got it? If you have got it, then let me know. Okay, thank you. So, I think all of you have got it. Yes, that will be better. So, first I will talk about the testes. So, as you know that testes, then next we will know about the name of the organ, their number, location and function. Okay. So, number, location and function. We will know all these. So, what is the number of testes? Look the picture, it is shown that one-sided picture. If I show the picture from the front view, look, these are the testes. Okay. So, yes, thank you Ishanur, it is number is 2. So, in human male 2 testes can be found. And what is the location of testes or what is the shape of the testes? You can say that it is oval in shape. So, 2 oval shaped structure or organ which are present in a lower part, means you have to mention that which are present in a pouch like structure which is called as scrotum. Okay. Testes are oval in structure and which are contained in a pouch which is called as scrotum. And what is the position of the scrotum? It is present outside the abdomen of the male. Why it is extra abdominal? That's why it is called as the scrotum is extra abdominal. Why it is present outside the abdomen? Because okay, let me tell you their function, then you will understand. So what will be the function of testes? It produces sperms and produces hormone, male hormone testosterone. So what are the functions of testes? Produces sperms. Okay, testes are sperm producing organ and they are producing male hormone testosterone. Okay, that is the male hormone. So the function of testes is production of sperm and production of male hormone testosterone. And if we cut the testes, we will find a structure where these type of structures can be found, and these are called as seminiferous tubules. And inside that seminiferous tubule, some cells are present from which the sperms are produced. Okay, and the outside of this structure some cells can be found which are called as Leydig cells, and these Leydig cells are producing the male hormone which is called as testosterone. Okay, so if we cut this part, we will find this structure. That means these are the seminiferous tubules inside which the process of spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis means process of production of sperm is taking place, and there are some cells which are providing the nutrition to the sperm. These are called as Sertoli cells, and there this portion in the interstitial portions some cells are present which are called as Leydig cells which are producing the male hormone testosterone. Okay, so as the main function of the testis is production of the sperm, so now we will get why the testis is present inside the scrotum which is present outside the abdomen. Because for the production of the sperm, it requires 1 to 3 degree less temperature than the body temperature. Okay, for the production of the sperm, 2 to 3 degree less temperature is required. That's why scrotum is extra abdominal, that means it is present outside the abdomen, and the testis is also present inside that pouch which is called as scrotum. Okay, clear? Now next part is epididymis. So this next part is epididymis. This coil-like structure which are attached with the testis is called as epididymis. It is usually, what is the number? 1 pair. You can see that means 1 pair or 2, and this is a highly coiled tube-like structure, and it is having mainly 3 parts: head, body and tail. It is usually 4 to 5 meter long. Okay, it is usually 4 to 5 meter long, and it is a highly coiled complex structure and attached with the testis in scrotum. What is the function of the epididymis? The function of the epididymis is it stores the sperms for some days, during which they mature and become motile. The sperms are produced in the testes, and after production of the sperm they will pass into the epididymis, and in the epididymis they will get their nourishment and their maturation. Sperms will be matured in that part and they will gain their motility in the epididymis part. So this is the main function of the epididymis, that providing nutrition, motility and nourishment to the sperm and helping in maturation. So next part is vas deferens. So this tube-like muscular structure is called as vas deferens or sperm duct. So what is the number? You can see that 2 vas deferens are there. So, number is again 1 pair and the length is usually 30 to 35 centimeter. The length of the first difference is usually 30 to 35 centimeter. Okay. And it is a muscular tube like structure emerging from the end part of the epididymis. You can see that it is tube like structure. So, it is a muscular tube like structure emerging from the end part of the epididymis and opens into a duct which is called as ejaculatory duct. Okay, why? Because ejaculation will be there through the duct. Okay. So, what is the function of this duct? This helps in passing the sperm. So, sperms are produced here, then passed into the that portion. There it got the motility, maturation, nutrition. After that, the sperm will pass through this channel to the ejaculatory duct. Okay, so the vas deferens usually helps in the passing of the sperm. And the last part is, and again there is another tube like structure which is called as urethra. As you know that it is the part of urinary system. In case of males, you know that both urinary system, urine passing pathway and sperm passing pathway is the one pathway. That's why in male you can call it that urinogenital system, because urethra is the common pathway for passing of the sperm and passing of the urine. That's why in male this system is called as urinogenital system. Urinogenital system. Okay. So, the sperm will pass through the urethra and it is present inside an organ which is called as penis. Okay. So, what is the number of this organ? You can find it that only 1. So, in that structure it is the male copulatory organ. That means it at the time of copulation that part is helping, and in that part special erectile type of tissue is present. A special type of tissue is present which is called as erectile tissue, and it is helping erection. Okay, it is helping in, this tissue is helping in erection of the penis, and the tip portion of this penis is called as glans penis. What it is called as? Glans penis. And this tip portion is covered with a thin skin. It is called as prepuce or foreskin. The tip of the penis is covered with a thin skin which is called as foreskin or prepuce or foreskin. Okay. So, in some cases what happens that at the time the skin covers the urethra, that's why the person can feel the pain at the time of urination. Okay. So, that time the operation can be done, that is called a circumcision, and the foreskin will be removed. Okay. So, what is the function of the penis? That is discharge sperms when stimulated. So, the sperms will pass from here, they will reach that part and it will release through the penis. So, when it will be stimulated, the sperms will be released through the penis. Okay. So, I am repeating that where is the position of the penis, that it lies in front of the scrotum. It is present, so scrotum is present back side of the penis, they are like this position. Okay. So, it is present, it lies in front of the scrotum and it is muscular erectile copulatory organ or male, and its tape is broad sensitive called glans penis. Okay. So, these are the all in case of males. So, up to that portion, if you are having any queries, you can ask me, because already it's 5, that's why I will not start the human accessory, male accessory organs. So, in my next class I will talk about the different accessory glands, that is at the time of sexual intercourse, that is organ which is responsible for the insertion of the female reproductive part. That period, that sexual intercourse time is called as usually copulation, and which organ is helping in this copulation is called as copulatory organ. Clear? Debargho? Okay, so copulation is the animal sexual behavior in which a male introduces sperm in the female body. Okay, especially directly into the female reproductive tract. Yes, okay, you have clear. Why menstrual cycle does not occur in male? Why menstrual cycle does not occur in male? Because fertilization will not take place inside the male body. Fertilization will take place only the female body, and ovum will be produced in case of females, and sperms can easily pass through that pathway, and ova are non-motile in nature, they cannot move. That's why they cannot be able to be part of the male. That's why only male sperms can move. So sperms will reach the female body and will fertilize the egg, and it is when I will explain the menstrual cycle, you will get that part, that why menstrual cycle occurs and when the menstrual cycle will not occur or will be stopped. Okay, that time I will explain that part. It will not occur in case of only female, that is the main reason, that is the sperm is motile and ovum is non-motile, and the fertilization will take place inside the female body. Samrat, function of axillary glands. Axillary glands are helping in production of the semen. I haven't discussed about that part because already is 5. That's why I will start the explanation of axillary glands in my next class. Okay, there you will get to know that the secretion of these glands are helping in production of the semen and the making the fluid alkaline. All the diagrams are important for the board exams. For the board exams, you cannot do that one, that some diagrams you will practice or some you will not, because all the diagrams are important for the exams, and the both male and female reproductive system is very, very important. Okay. Why menstrual cycle does not understand function of axillary? Why is? Because of the insertion in the female reproductive pathway. Without erection, it will not be possible to insert that male copulatory part into the female reproductive pathway. That's why erection is required. Clear? Clear everyone? Okay, so in my next class I will start with the different accessory glands. Okay, thank you. Take care.